Telegram's @WalletBot now lets users exchange crypto with each other. Yay! So basically, the wallet bot allows you to buy crypto with a bank card, exchange your crypto, transfer it to other wallets via Telegram, and exchanges will act as the guarantor of each transaction. And even though the service is marketed as anonymous P2P, you still have to share your mobile phone number because it is Telegram. But I guess you can probably use a Google Voice number or one of those funky things if you want to remain anonymous. There's going to be a 0.9% commission charge for any sale, 0 fees when buying crypto, and users will post a notice in the app when they want to sell. And currently, the only 2 cryptocurrencies available are Ton and Bitcoin. I'm excited about this. Zach, what are your thoughts?
Ton, man, this was a saga. Remember when they had a giant ICO for like $1 billion, literally $1 billion, and then U.S. regulators came along and they're like, no, that's an unregistered security offering.
Naughty.
And then they're like, you're right. We're done. We're canceling it. And then a couple years go by and it gets like picked up by some former Telegram people, independently outside of the auspices of Telegram, the company. And then all of a sudden, here we are back with this thing, this functionality that is now live in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I don't know. That to me is sort of the story. It's like, wait, what's going on? How did they do this again? Because it definitely was like dead for a minute, and it was one of the biggest ICOs of all time. And then it died, and then it came back under sort of different, I don't know, with different leadership. So that to me is sort of like the big picture thing. And I think the whole peer-to-peer payments and messaging was something that was really hot back in 2017, 2018. That was like, oh, this is peer-to-peer commerce, fish where the fish are. People are in these apps. They want to send money to their friends and to other services that they interact with. Whether or not that thesis is borne out by the data relative to crypto, again, as an asset that people are trading, speculating on, making money from. I think that's still an open question. But the fact that Telegram, which is widely used across the crypto community, is adding more and more of these features, I think is super promising for, again, this idea of peer-to-peer electronic cash, the original idea of the Bitcoin white paper. You get to see it here on a platform that is widely used by people who have a bit of crypto savvy. So interesting to see. It has been a long saga with Ton, the Telegram Open Network or whatever it's called. So it's interesting to see this sort of manifest in whatever form it's going to take from whatever team is going to lead the effort. But Jen, I'm going to toss it to you for your thoughts.
Yeah, it really is a blast from the past, but I'm still excited about it. I think just like you are, Wendy, I think there's just such a use case for peer-to-peer transactions, especially for populations that are largely unbanked. And I think as there are more solutions for people who want to make small transactions between each other, the better. I do, however, think because of the history of Ton, regulators may be looking at this very closely, and that narrative around it being anonymous could end up being detrimental when it comes to how regulators are looking at this. I know that the app requires you to have a phone number to be able to send crypto back and forth. I wonder if that's going to kind of snowball into more and more information as this product rolls out and as regulators see how it's used. I know last year we were talking about the new legislation that requires anyone who's receiving $10,000 or more in cryptocurrency to actually record the information of the person who's sending that money to you. I wonder if this is just going to get more complicated as it becomes easier for people to send crypto back and forth without any information. I don't know. Will, do we got you there? I just saw you give us an A-OK.
I think I'm back. You guys hear that?
You're back.
There we go.
Woohoo! Party time.
Go. Look at that. Okay, we're still talking about Telegram. Wow, I made it back in time for the first story. This is interesting. Telegram is actually how I first got into crypto. There was like a lot of little bots you could play around with. At one point, I was playing like lightning poker back in the day. You could just pick a group of friends, trade some Bitcoin back and forth, and play some poker during college class. That was fun. And so actually a little surprised to see this story come out because it's been so long since this functionality has been available. Like there's been some bots that you've been able to swap crypto with. There's of course OTC desks that people use Telegram for all the time. The innovation here, of course, is being through Telegram and enabling like this exchange counterparty part, right? Where you're able to have crypto exchanged through Telegram, but there's a little bit more safety involved with it rather than just talking to somebody and making sure that they fulfill their obligation there. So this is a cool story. A lot of people use Telegram as well, right? So like any sort of adoption of cryptocurrencies through a messaging app is huge. You want to see the involvement of both instant communications like Telegram and instant payments like cryptocurrency. And that was the dream of Libra back in the day, if we can rope in that story, right? That was the big idea with WhatsApp, with Facebook, and Libra, Diem, getting all those things packaged together. You might have a world where you can send money and information simultaneously. Just like you can send with Venmo, you can scroll through your friends and see what they're up to. Well, imagine doing that on WhatsApp, or imagine doing that on Telegram. We're not quite there. Seems to be like some securities laws in the way, but I think we are marching towards that. To be honest, I have no idea what you guys have been saying. So I'll throw back to Zach.
Signal and MobileCoin. That was a good.
You did a really great job
at
guessing
those
what
projects.
we didn't say.
It was that trifecta, right? It was Telegram and Ton, Signal and MobileCoin. Yeah, and then like Libra functionality in WhatsApp and Facebook's entire suite of services. So, hey, it was like a mini history corner. Thank you, Will. We appreciate you. All right, that's good stuff. Wendy, last thoughts here. This was your piece. What is your why did this stand out to you? What's your last thought on this one?
I think it's finally cool to see something actually come to fruition, especially when you raise a whole lot of money with an ICO or however that may be. I like to see people complete what they're supposed to do. And I also think that it's a very, very interesting time for them to roll this feature out, probably because of all of the regulation incoming. I do know for a fact we're going to see a lot of regulation incoming before the end of Q1 of 2023. And fun little fact, a friend that I know, they own an OTC desk and they wanted to do something similar on Telegram with their OTC desk and have like an OTC function very similar to this. I don't know if it ever came to fruition, but I think this is a good thing. And I kind of agree with everybody here. They're probably just going to add more and more stipulations once they get hit by regulators. And I feel like that's kind of the theme in crypto, is just to do and then wait for regulators to come out and say, no, you can't do this, because we can't get a straight answer from anyone.
It's the Uber playbook. Instead of taxi cab licensing, it's big dollar bills.